From my recollection, I only saw the one. However, the way the room is set up, there are two different sides to it, and I'm pretty sure there were two. But I only saw one, and I only dealt with one.
There's some word that one of the doors to the two rooms was locked or is barricaded. Have you heard anything about that? Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
Brave and courageous actions. I can only imagine what it must have been like too then when you saw them yesterday.
I don't know. I love seeing them. I'm very close with both my parents. Love them to death, right?
Good answer.
But I think I was so hopped up on adrenaline, and I was so focused on making sure everybody else was good, focused on what was going on in the moment, that, like, I called them. They knew I was good, and I wanted to make sure everybody else was good.
Brendan, back to the question about helping Kendrick. We heard reports that some of the students were applying chest compression, that kind of physical aid. Were you doing that?
Yes, along with one of the IT teachers there once he came in.
You wrote on your Instagram you refuse to be a victim.
Yeah. In situations like this, I'm very happy you asked that. Like, I really do appreciate it, and that's exactly why I'm smiling here today. I was there in the room. I was in there in the room with multiple other people. A couple students got shot. One of them didn't quite make it. Why in the world would I let this coward get what he wants? Like, why? I'm not a victim. I refuse to be a victim. Kendrick refused to be a victim. The other students refused to be a victim. And I will live the rest of my life, whether it be this situation, in any other situation I encounter. I'm not going to let somebody just get the upper hand on me. That's ridiculous.
Brendan, did anything prompt the shooting? Did the shooter say anything? Did anything happen to make
It's unknown right now. It's a whole mess.
How are you and your friends dealing with the loss of Kendrick?
For myself, I know there's a lot of school events going on. There's a lot of candlelight vigils going on. There's meetings, lots of talk with counselors. One of my friends, he's dealing with it by keeping to his house. One of the other students who shot was helping me on the ground. He's at home right now. He's at home. And for myself, I am looking at it in the most possibly positive way. Again, Kendrick went out as a hero. He didn't go out running. And I'm not saying anybody who ran is a coward. I'm really not. But Kendrick was there. He was a foot away from the shooter. And instead of running the opposite direction, he ran towards it.
How do you move forward?
One step at a time. My life doesn't change. This is just another thing I can add to my tool belt, and I get to help other people.
You say you don't want to be called a victim.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are calling you a hero.
I don't know about that. I think I legitimately appreciate everybody who's walking in who gave me smiles, people at school, people on the internet. Like, my Instagram is full of people who are in the Marines, in the Army, in the Air Force, Navy. Messages after messages, students from Florida. I got a message from some girl in Ireland just thanking me. Like, I couldn't be more thankful, but every time I hear something like that, I need to let them know that Kendrick Castillo and that other student were in the thick of it, rolling on the ground, where I was too. Like, I'm not the only one.
We saw every one of you follow him on social media now, by the way. I saw that one.
Hundreds of thousands of others.
That's right.
How far away from the shooter were you?
Couldn't be more than 2 feet. He entered the left side of the room, and I was sitting at the desk closest to the left door.
So he wasn't in the classroom when it happened. He came into the classroom.
I think the story is that he arrived.
Yeah, he arrived late to class, walked through the door, and that's when it began.
What kind of gun was it?
Unknown.
It's reported that the school has metal detectors. Are they still up right now?
Unknown. We don't know.
Was he able to get a shot off before Kendrick was able to rush him?
I don't quite remember if it was before, but I know for a fact during the skirmish with Kendrick and myself on top of the gunman against the wall, there was 1 or 2 shots, yes.
And which gunman did you tackle?
No, I can't answer that, sorry.
As a graduating senior, do you hope to see any sort of policy change from the school district, government, anything like that?
No, not unknown, yeah.
Brendan, what do you think would have happened had Kendrick not rushed the shooter?
I don't think that matters. He did. He did. I may have been shot, but I wasn't.
Do you think other people would have been killed? Did it give people time to get away?
In the most respectful way, they didn't. And that's where we're at right now, and I couldn't be more thankful that Kendrick did what he did. I'm so happy that my body did what it did, and I'm so happy the other student was able to join in on it too.
You're someone who clearly has a lot of courage and bravery and strength. You're a unique person, to say the least.
Thank you.
There's going to be a lot of students, and I don't know if it's yourself included, but that might be fearful to go back into a classroom or might be fearful to go to school. Are you that type of student? And if not, what do you say to your classmates or fellow students to be okay going back into a school?
It's a scary thing, you know. I'm not going to pretend it's not. It's terrifying. It's a spooky thing, especially when you're in a class and you hear gunshots around. You don't know what's going on. But I'm not going to go to school. I'm not going to go other places fearing myself. Like, I'm not going to let some coward who decided to exercise his last little pathetic hoorah have any determination on my life. And to people who are worried, and I don't blame you. It's a serious thing, especially when the limelight is on you. It's on your school. You think it happens to lots of other people, but then it happens to you, and it's like, now what? I guess the best thing I do is when I get stressed, get a glass of water, eat some food, take a breather. Seriously, the world, there's bad people out there, but there are a lot of good people out there too. There's far more good in the world than there is bad, and I promise you that, seriously.
What was the IT teacher's name?
I'm sorry?
The teacher's name who helped?
The IT teacher.
It's okay.
Mr. Pritchard.
The Marine Corps had pretty high praise for you today. Did any of your work with the Corps as a member of the, I think it's called the Delayed Enrollment Program?
Delayed Entry Program.
Did that help you respond in the classroom yesterday?
Yeah, I think there's so much that helped me in that situation, like so many little things that I've just picking up on, I'm paying attention, the YouTube videos I watch, the people I talk to, my parents, my friends. But I'd say becoming more physically fit and the speed, volume, intensity, being able to act, not think about it, and just get it done, move towards the sound of chaos to stop it.
What has your interaction with the Corps been in the last 24 hours?
Very positive.
I mean, what have they said to you, or what have you said to them, or?
They released their official statement. They were incredibly respectful, very close contact with my recruiters in the office in Parker. They've been awesome.
What kind of aspirations do you have in the Marine Corps in the future?
Just like I hope to continue doing on, I want to help people. I mean, joining the military, for anybody who's curious, who still wants to join, there's like, whether it be the Marines or the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, just know that there are so little negatives to it. Seriously, so little negatives, and at the very end of the day, the reason I joined is to help others, and I'm going to do that, absolutely.
So what do you hope to take from this experience into the Marines? How do you think it'll help you when you serve?
The confidence to know that I will be able to act when I need to act.
When you, if there's a possibility that the suspects may be viewing you either now or in the future, would you like to address them directly?
No answer.
Brendan, did you know both suspects or just the one who was in your class?
I knew both suspects.
Was the other one also in your class?
No.
You just knew her from school.
What did your parents say to you when you were first reunited?
What did you okay? Like, you good?
Exactly like that.
Yeah, something like that over the phone. I don't know. You know, parent stuff. I just reassured them all good, and I just went to going back to helping my students once everybody was evacuated out of the building.
Did you at least give him a hug?
Yes, absolutely. Once yes.
I heard your dad on KOA radio talking about you and your bravery when I was driving down. What did you think when you learned about that he was talking all of Denver about you?
Wow. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I was so focused on other things during that, like yesterday, that like my dad talking on the radio briefly was like, all right, cool, I guess. Yeah.
There's a lot of images that came out of obviously what took place yesterday, and I think a lot of what sticks with some people are the younger students,
Yeah.
the elementary students, a lot of them with the fear, some that were praying, many who were crying, who clearly don't have as much life experience as you do. What do you say to maybe their families or to those kids? I mean, that's a very frightening thing to go to at any age, but let alone being in those elementary ages.
Yeah, no kidding. I could seriously only imagine what those younger kids, those elementary school, middle schoolers, shoot, even freshmen, seniors, man, that's intense stuff. That's crazy stuff. But again, to those parents, let those students know that choosing to take this as a fearful experience, choosing to let this consume you, and choosing to let this dictate fearfully your child's future, know that you're not doing any good. They are with you. They're right there. Know that. They're with you. They're good. Don't choose to be afraid. I guess make the choice to give your kids a positive outlook on their future, on the world.
I think one of the things you're experiencing today and why we decided to just let him step up, besides the overwhelming push, is this defiance, this resistance to what is been termed as evil in our community, which continues across the country. And I think one of the situations that we wanted to highlight was this young man and his defiance and his strength for his community and the people around him, that his family's made him so strong. And so that's why he wanted to put his face out here and say hello, not because of who he was, but because of what other people have done, and the message that he's sending out here of love and hope and strength. This does not define anybody. This simply strengthens everybody around him and what's been going on in respect to the family. So we're going to take a few more questions and then go from there.
There have been so many of these before, and I suspect this isn't the last one, and there'll be many more. As a young person these days, do you visualize what it is you're going to do in a situation like this? Do you like dress rehearse it in your head?
Yeah, I got kind of a weird glitch brain, but like, yeah, no, I have, and I've talked to all my students, one of the students on the ground, the other students who were there, who were in the classroom. Everybody like plays it in their head. I mean, it's publicized so much today. I don't know. It's not so much more prevalent. I mean, it's publicized quite often, but yeah, everybody thinks, what am I going to do? And I definitely did. And I'm just, again, beyond grateful to these guys, the genetics, the people I surround myself with, that I was able to act the way I was hoping I'd be able to act.
They say run, hide, fight. And I think people can visualize running. They can visualize hiding, but maybe not so much visualizing fighting. Did you actually visualize fighting in a situation like this?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like the idea of running and hiding. There's certain situations, if you got to get out of them, you got to get out of them. But like, I'm not going to like cower or move out of the way for somebody who's right in front of me. And there's like, seriously, I'm not. I'm gonna somebody like that. I'm gonna fight them. Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
Hey, Brendan.
Yeah.
With Kendrick's father.
Not yet. I have not, but I will. I will absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you knew him? Tell us a little bit more about Kendrick. What do you guys like to do?
Oh, yeah.
YouTube videos you like to watch?
Oh my, yes, yeah, absolutely. So, Kendrick, I was in STEM at 8th grade. 8th grade kind of sucked, not gonna lie. Yeah, 8th grade, no good. To those watching who are not yet there, sorry. No, Kendrick, I met him freshman year in my internal combustions engine class, which is a great introduction to Kendrick because he's a complete and total car guy. Anybody who knows him, anybody who's seen his lifted Jeep Cherokee, yeah, you know he's a car guy. Talked to him for 5 minutes, he's a car guy. And we were close friends ever since that class. I did TSA, Technology Students Association. Didn't like it, but Kendrick was a good part of it. We watched goofy videos together, driving around in our cars, like just hanging out after school, just talking. I mean, especially like junior and senior year, and now that we can drive and whatnot, taking cruises together, just, talking. He was a fantastic, wholesome person. And anybody who met him for 5 minutes knows absolutely knows that he's top tier.
Was he into robotics?
Oh yeah, he was a total nerd. Like yeah, car stuff, electronics, all that. Solid procrastinator. I have never met anybody who procrastinates as well as Kendrick. Love him for it. Are you kidding me? That's just part of Kendrick. I love him, seriously.
Do you know if he had any plans for after high school?
You know he did, but he had plans for after high school, but if you told him exactly what was going to happen, I have no doubt in my mind that he would have not hesitated in the outcome that would have happened. Kendrick is an outstanding person, and yeah, refer to what I've said before.
Were you injured?
I was blessed by something. Somebody was watching down on me. Somebody, I don't know, was watching down on me. Even though it was just inches away, I didn't get shot. The only thing I got are some scrapes on my knees.
Brendan, a week, a month, a year from now, when people look back on what happened yesterday, what do you want? You have the control of this. What do you want people to remember?
That bad people, cowardly people with no prospects other than that of attempting to wreak fear on their students, completely and utterly failed when they stacked their odds against them. They completely and utterly failed in the matter of half a minute. And I want people to take away, not my name, but I want them to take away Kendrick's name. Out of anybody, I don't care. My name can go away to the sands of history. I don't care. Kendrick Castillo's name should stick in your brains forever. It's going to stick in mine. It's going to stick in the students who go to STEM's minds forever. That will never leave us. So it's that name and knowing that you do not have to be a victim in a situation like that at all. Choose to take action. Choose to help others afterwards. Yeah.
Did it surprise you that this happened at a school like STEM?
It's an interesting question because I think no matter what school it is, people can joke about it, people can bring it up, talk about it, but nobody thinks it's going to happen to their school. Like it happened over there and it's awful, but it's never going to happen to me. I mean, like seriously, the beginning of yesterday, I had no, like if you told me this was going on, I'd be like, yeah, all right, cool. Like, no, that's not, we don't, I mean, you don't, normal, like regular people don't just think about that. They don't just think, oh, this is going to happen to my school. No, I didn't think it was going to happen.
Not addressing history, actual history. Did you ever have a feeling about these two, or did you like, I gotta stay away from these guys, or?
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that one.
I think we had a chance to get through quite a bit here today, and so I would like to end this at this point and thank you guys. What I wanted you to see is what this face looks like.
May we ask Mom and Dad one question?
Please, go ahead.
They're not mine.
I got it.
Okay.
I heard you on KOA yesterday as well. No, not you? Oh, I apologize. But when you made the phone call and he answered, what happened after that?
When he made the phone call?
When I called you?
Well, I was at work with clients, and
It's fine.
I knew something wasn't right, and I saw his number pop up. I saw his face pop up on my phone, and it was a parent's worst nightmare.
Okay, I'd like to thank the press today for being here.
Can we get names? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problems. We'll do those off record if we can do those off record. So I just want to thank everybody for being here today. Again, this is what the face looks like. This is what should be remembered exactly.